Y'all be doing foreplay. Y'all be warming up the mud. It's wet already. Stop making jokes.
All right, so it looks like Andrew Schulz and his giggling goons are involved in some controversy once again, because a couple months ago they had on these podcasters, ShxtsNGigs, who I'm not very familiar with, but I read their audience is mostly women and their podcast is pretty inoffensive. So going on Flagrant probably wasn't the best idea, which they definitely know now because they're getting a lot of backlash and actually had to apologize for laughing at something Schulz said during the show, which is pretty funny because they're getting more backlash for laughing at what he said than he's getting for actually saying it. And this podcast had happened 2 months ago and nobody really seemed to care at the time because, I mean, Schultz's fans, they know what he's like. They know he makes offensive jokes and he's not afraid to make fun of anybody. So when the podcast first came out, I don't think there's any real backlash because something like this on Flagrant isn't that surprising. You know, I think he would have gotten more shit for this if he had apologized. Like, his fans would have been more upset about that than what he said. So obviously he doubled down and he made fun of them for apologizing. Because also it seems like they kind of threw him under the bus here. I mean, I know he's the one that said it, but the only reason this clip is getting backlash 2 months after it happened is because of something they did, which I'll get to. But also during this, it seemed like they're fine with what Schulz is saying. Like, they're laughing along with it. It didn't seem like they had a problem. But now that they're getting some backlash, they said they're really in complete shock about it and they're in fight or flight mode. You know, they pulled a Chad Daniels and they said they just didn't know what to do. They couldn't believe what he was saying. But of course, during the podcast, it definitely didn't look like that.
See, a guy who's had a black girlfriend, all of a sudden he's got buzz cut, like clean shape up.
Glows
up, bro.
I like that.
I like that.
They shave their hair because they start losing it. Because they're so stressed being around this black girl complaining about shit all the fucking time. That's why they gotta shave their hair.
Nah, bro. White guys with black girlfriends,
they grow a beard because there's more cushion when they get slapped the fuck out of them.
That's hilarious.
I think the black girlfriend effect. It might be a protective instinct, bro.
You think?
Protective. Yeah. Do you guys have you ever had black girlfriends?
Yeah.
Have you ever had white girls?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. What's your favorite?
We love them all.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
We love them all.
Yeah.
That means white.
Yo, who gets
That means white.
Hey, let me do translation.
Kendrick fans, get him!
Yeah, so they seemed fine with the jokes. You know, they didn't have much of a problem with that. But they did seem a little uncomfortable with the question that Schulz asked them at the end, like who they're into more. You know, it seemed like they didn't really want to answer that, which kind of gives away the answer, like Akash and Alex were saying. And this topic is why these guys were going through some controversy in the first place. Like, even before people found this Flagrant clip, they're already dealing with some backlash. And I believe it all started from this podcast, I'm pretty sure, where one of the guys made the mistake of saying there are no good-looking women in Atlanta.
In Atlanta, I've seen the least baddest so far.
Oh,
Thank God we ain't from here.
I'm a Texas girl. You ain't offending me now.
That's how you own it. It can be a skinny girl who wears the fuck out of being a skinny girl. And then you've got a thick ting who just owns the shit out of being a thick ting. It's bad is bad is bad.
That's a PR answer.
A PR answer.
They're all beautiful. If you have,
I'm not saying everyone's beautiful. I just told you Atlanta's clap. I never said everyone's beautiful. I just said I'm not seeing anybody's here.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that's what set people off, and then that made them want to dig for even more clips of them saying stuff like this, and that's how the Schulz clip came about. And they did find some other ones too, which just reinforced the fact that they were definitely laughing at Schultz's joke. You know, they definitely didn't find anything wrong with it.
She used to watch on a TV show, who was obviously black. She was like, oh, I wish I was her. I'm thinking, what?
Jesus Christ.
She kept on saying, oh, I wish I was black, I wish I was black. I'm thinking,
Jesus Christ.
What?
For starters, if you was black, you wouldn't be getting any black men, so I'm just saying.
That's such a bold statement to say.
I wish I was black.
I wish I was black. Like, yes.
What's going on in your life?
What? Do you know what I mean?
You're white, fam.
You're white.
You're
Just
winning, fam, to interrupt. What is it with... It sounds like I'm hating on black girls. I'm actually not. Even though I'll come back to it. I used to have such a stigma against black girls because they used to bully me. Anyway, moving on. I'll come back to it. Why do black girls want every type of guy to want to be only with black girls? So exactly what you just said.
Yeah,
if there's a white guy, especially if he's good looking, if there's a good looking white guy, if I can with a black girl, it's ratings,
Ratings galore.
It's ratings galore, fam. And if a black guy is dating a white girl, black girls are vexed. Black guys aren't vexed. Black girls are furious. Stealing our women, stealing our men, all this stuff.
Yeah, so these clips and the one from Flagrant, I believe, were all being shared after their Atlanta comments. I think that was the start of it. You know, obviously something started it, because I don't know why people just randomly be taking clips from a 2-month-old podcast to try to cancel them. Like, obviously they upset people, so I believe that's where it started. So then on their most recent podcast, they decided to address the Flagrant clip and apologize for it. And they only talked about that. You know, they didn't talk about how the controversy started or any of the other clips people dug up, probably so they could mostly just put it onto Andrew and make it seem like that's the only reason they're getting canceled. Like, Andrew said something, they just happened to be there, and now they're getting backlash for it. But it really started because of them. But of course, they don't want to address that, because then it would show that they were actually laughing at Schultz's joke and they didn't have a problem with it, and it just make things look worse. But since they just addressed the Flagrant clip, they could be like, you know, we didn't agree with that, obviously. We were in fight or flight mode. We were shocked. We didn't know what to do. He was totally out of line. So it's smart for them not to address how this all started, but then also them just focusing on the Flagrant clip and kind of throwing Andrew under the bus. Of course, he's going to respond to this and just make fun of them, which they kind of deserve.
And I want to just listen to their heartfelt apology.
Guys,
Right, before we get into today's episode, quick PSA, quick acknowledgement. So, if you know, you know. If you don't, that's fine. But we just wanted to address something that's happening at the minute. This past weekend, there's been a couple of clips going around from when we did a session on the Flagrant podcast while we were on our US tour. And there were a few jokes made that were incredibly inappropriate. One specifically pertaining to black women. And in the clip, Andrew was making a joke. I'm not even going to get into specifics. Frankly, like, racist joke. And we were laughing at it. And to give, first of all, before we get into like specifics or anything like that, obviously there's just literally no excuse.
Pause.
There is no excuse.
Agreed.
Pause. There is never an excuse for making jokes. Okay? That is a real statement said by a man. I just want that to be clear. There is never an excuse for making jokes with the boys. Go on. Let's take it serious. Look at how sad he is over on the left.
Real thing. Like, it is, fight or flight is a real thing. And
He is. Do you see how we should go back? We should go back because he's going through it right now. Look how he practiced this. I'm gonna pick my skin on my finger.
Guys.
No. I need you to watch him. Look, he bite his bottom lip. Like, oh fuck, man.
There is no excuse. Agreed. And fight or flight is a real thing. Like, it is, fight or flight is a real thing, and it's so not easy to say, but when you're in the situations, you look at it through a lens of like, bro, if it was me, I promise you I'll stand up, I'll kick them cameras down, I'll smack homeboy in the face, I would say this, I'll do that. But when you're in there, you're in shock.
And all you want to do is move on.
Pause.
Move on is the fuck.
I've been there. I know what that's like. When you're just having fun and laughing with the boys, and you're like, I just can't wait to move on from this. Don't you know that feeling when you experience the fight or flight and then you just laugh? Does that happen to you guys when your body is just being torn with the primal urge to either fight or flight, and instead you just go, ha ha ha? Do you guys ever have that feeling?
I feel like you're making an excuse for jokes.
I'm not. I would never.
That sounds like what you're doing.
Hey, I would never excuse taking two things that have nothing to do with one another and then bring them together to make your friends laugh. I would never excuse that, Mark. Please continue.
Fucking word, bro. All you want to do is fucking move on. Just move on to the next thing. Just move on to the next thing.
Move on.
And like, we had to say a few times, bro, just move on.
Just move
on.
So many different topics. We were like, move on.
Yeah.
It's not even like about pity laughs or anything, but we just wanted to
get out of that situation.
Get out of there. I know.
Keep the ball rolling. And we thought it was going to be more of like a bros
Yeah,
but
just
in something like that.
I thought it was going to be that too. I thought it was going to be one of those bros chats where you just say everything that's polite and proper. I did think...
You know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Once it's happened one time, you're like...
Pause. You know what's mad funny about this? Is that they had shit that they asked to take out the episode. You know what they didn't ask to take out?
Your racist slander?
Yeah, so those guys apologizing for it definitely is just making things worse, especially now that Andrew has talked about it. So they should have just tried to move on from it instead. Because obviously originally they didn't have a problem with what Schulz was saying, even up until a week ago, until they got canceled. They didn't have any problem with it. And Schulz knows that, so they had to expect a reaction like this from him. Like, there's no way he was going to apologize or try to walk things back. So they probably screwed up here by addressing it. You know, because also I'm sure most of their fans didn't really hear about this. And the fans that did, the fans that are actually upset, obviously this apology probably isn't going to mean much. You know, of course, in their comments, people are talking about how the apology wasn't good enough. You know, like somebody said, that apology was not genuine. I'm seeing the other clips of them making jokes and giggling at black women's expense on TikTok. They only apologize to save their views. And on top of that, why not post the apology everywhere? And another person said, that's an explanation, not an apology. And someone talked about the intro. They're like, that's one way to start an apology. And they said it was lazy and dismissive. So apologizing didn't seem to help and probably just made this story even bigger, like Schulz explains here. And luckily, he doesn't know the context. Like, he doesn't know how this all started, because if he did, he probably would have went harder on them. And Akash does bring it up, but he doesn't really go into detail.
I think what they're doing, what they don't realize is because they're young in the game, and we've all went through this. It's like scary in the beginning. You really think you're going to be canceled. You're worried. I'm sure that they have, people that they have to take care of, and they're like, uh-oh, what if I have to go back and I have to get a regular job? Is it all over? I completely have empathy for that. I get that. What they don't realize is by apologizing, you're just amplifying it. Yeah. The people that are upset at this, the majority of them don't even listen to the podcast. A lot of them are probably resentful of your success. And they're like, why the fuck should these guys make all this money? And they're just like reacting to stupid videos on the internet and like telling stories.
They're just friends. I'm just friends.
Yeah, I'm just friends. Why can't I have millions of dollars like they have? So but they don't realize that. They really think it's their community. Your community still loves you. Your community still knows you. You are. They know you're joking. Go out.
So I agree with everything you said, but I think in their situation, I don't necessarily feel like they shouldn't apologize because their fan base is different. You guys are comedians. You cultivated a fan base that are used to edgy jokes. Mm-hmm. So their fans tuned into the show and heard them talk or laugh about jokes in a way that they've never done before. And so their fans can be disappointed. So it's like, I don't think it's wrong to necessarily apologize in that aspect.
I would agree with you if the reaction to that episode happened immediately after it came out. There was no negative reaction after it came out. This is like a month, 2 months after the episode came out. And what, to me, that's indicative of somebody who just likes canceling or causing nonsense on the internet. They're trying to like bait people with, the...
This is also on the back end of another thing about them. This supports the thing. People are already not liking them for whatever reason. And it's not because of them. It's because they're resentful, hateful, angry, bitter, jealous people who see these guys fucking killing it, being happy, having fun, all over. They're going across continents.
For doing nothing. Podcasting, like, it looks like it's the easiest thing in the world. And honestly, it's really not that hard.
And I'm surprised Schulz would admit that, but at least he's being honest. And he was right about them apologizing. Obviously that just made things worse, and they should have just tried to move on from it. I'm sure people would have forgot about it in like a week. But instead, they're just kind of adding fuel to the fire here. And obviously, Schulz was going to respond to this. I don't know how they didn't see that coming. But at least for them, it seems like Schulz is a little sympathetic. He understands they're under a lot of pressure, and they probably have never dealt with controversy like this. But let me know what you guys think about it down in the comments. And then make sure you check out my Patreon account. There's going to be a new video on there either today or tomorrow. And there's already over 90. You can hear about the time Tim Dillon humbled Whitney Cummings, or the beef he got into with Anthony Jeselnik, or the beef he got into with Airbnb. Or you can hear about some of the cringiest Joe Rogan Experience episodes, like the one with Amy Schumer. And I just talk a lot about Kill Tony drama over there. And so if you want extra content, if you enjoyed the channel, make sure you check it out. It's definitely worth it. I'll put a link in the description. All right, so in this video, I'm going to be talking about some of the best moments in Howard Stern show history, which happen to be some of the biggest freakouts and meltdowns and fights during the show. And I've already made one video like this, so if you enjoy this one, make sure you go check that out at the end. And now I'll just get into it here. So the first moment I'm going to be talking about is the time Ronnie the limo driver flipped out at JD. And it started because Ronnie had his own car show on Sirius at one point, and Howard wanted JD to get some clips from it, but he said he had trouble sitting through it. It was that bad, and he said it was actually the most boringest show he's ever heard.
It's the most boringest show I've ever heard in my life.
How do you say most boringest if you went to college for 4 years?
Well, I didn't go to college for 4 years.
How many years did you go?
A school where you learn specific...
it's like a place you learn not to speak English.
Like you take you go film and video, or...
They didn't teach you how to talk there, did they?
Most boringest. So you think So you think the car show is horrible? You can be honest.
I don't hear your show.
I could have a show if I wanted one, I guess.
You can't talk.
I don't know
How are
what
you
to
going to
do
do a
on
show?
it.
You can't even talk.
Yeah, so right out the gate, Ronnie is fired up that JD is trashing his show, even though this is just how Ronnie is normally, pretty much. He's always worked up about something. He's got a temper. But, you know, he is Scores Man, and he claims he's all about having fun.
I'm Scores Man, damn it. And I'm about getting drunk. I'm about having fun. I'm about having a good time.
But JD had to know what he was getting himself into here, because when Ronnie's not having fun and having a good time, he is always on edge. Like, he's had plenty of meltdowns on the show, a lot worse than this. But this is one of the funnier meltdowns for sure. And it's just funny that JD is the one talking shit.
I listened to like 5 minutes and I got bored and I couldn't deal with it. And then I asked Scott when he came in if he could listen, if he would listen to it.
Well, you know, first of all, you don't know anything about cars.
Hold on, I'm not done talking. And he even
Oh, really? You're talking. You stupid fuck. I mean, you can't even talk. Where's your show? Where's your show?
That has nothing to do if I have a show or not.
You can't even talk.
You
How
put
you
on
gonna
a
do
boring
a show?
So boring. Maybe I should review that and maybe take it off.
Whatever.
The air.
Take it off the air.
You
know?
don't care, right?
No.
JD, what were you saying?
No,
at the
actually, I do care because people do like the
Well,
show.
hold on, JD.
I like at first Ronnie says he doesn't care if they take it off, but then he's like, you know what, I do care. People watch this show. He's always trying to do this thing where he's like, I don't care, whatever, it doesn't mean that much to me. But then it's clearly getting to him and he's getting really defensive. Like at the end of all this, he literally just gets stuck saying, I don't care a bunch of times.
It's okay. I don't care.
All right, Ronnie.
I don't care.
Obviously
I
you
don't
do.
care.
Obviously
I don't
you do.
care.
Okay.
Thank you.
And what led to that is Howard decided to give JD the power to cancel Ronnie's show. But I don't think anybody, including Howard, thought he'd actually do it, because then he'd have to deal with the wrath of Ronnie.
Joe, he's a stupid ass.
I would feel bad because I'm not. It's probably not for my
Don't feel
demographic
bad.
because I don't own a
Don't
car.
feel
Is it a
bad.
boring show? Is it the most boringest show?
It's the most boringest.
Is it? Am I doing wrong by my
I
listeners?
don't know. He's being awfully angry. I don't want to.
Well,
You know.
he's trying to intimidate you.
I know.
It's my fucking
nobody
show.
Wants their show canceled, JD.
Dude, you take my show off, you're a dead person.
What are you, John Gotti?
I didn't realize that. I didn't realize this show was so important to him.
Yeah, so the intimidation tactic ended up not working too well for Ronnie, and I think it even kind of backfired on him because, like JD just said, he also kind of feels bad about canceling it. He knows it means a lot to Ronnie. So for Ronnie to just keep insulting him, and he also starts talking about how JD is terrible at his job, that probably wasn't the best move, and eventually JD's like, all right, sorry, Ronnie.
You can't do it. There's Ronnie. Look him in the
I
eye
know.
and cancel the fucking show. Then.
I'm sorry, Ronnie.
Sorry what?
You know what the show means to
You're
Ronnie.
sorry what?
Show's canceled.
Okay. All right.
Wow.
Okay, there it is.
No problem.
JD just canceled Ronnie's
Does
show.
it really? Is it really? Does it really mean that much?
Why now?
Just because you're an idiot and you don't want your own show, that's not my problem. It means a lot to me, okay?
Ronnie, JD canceled his
Hey,
show.
whatever, okay.
All right.
Well, I guess he is ready to take the reins of power.
Ronnie, honestly, I never thought he'd do it.
Whatever, I don't really care. He wants to be like that, that's fine. He wants to be an asshole, that's fine.
I'm being an asshole. I'm
No,
thinking,
you're being an asshole.
Thinking better of
You're
the
being a
Howard
fucking
listeners.
What?
All right,
What do you know about Howard's listeners?
I don't know.
What do you know? You just stand back there like a fucking moron, and all you do is look at that telephone screen all morning and run in and out of that fucking bullpen like a moron, throwing people under the bus.
I didn't realize you were watching so much.
That's my job to look at the hall.
And then since these two worked together, then it went on for like a month or so, I think. And I'm sure Ronnie's giving JD shit every single day. And he even vowed to destroy him at one point.
No, I just don't want any part of this JD thing. I'm
You've
done.
had it with
I'm
JD.
so done with this guy.
When you say you're done, if you see him...
My goal in life now is to destroy him. Somehow I will destroy this kid.
Wow. Wait a second.
All right?
Don't say that.
No, he's done.
What do you
I will destroy him somehow.
How will you do
I don't
already
care.
destroyed.
I will destroy this fuck before he's done.
What would
Believe
be
me.
different?
I'm done with this motherfucker.
But I want to know something. No, Ronnie, I'm asking a question.
This has nothing to.
I don't want to be in the same fucking room with
All right,
him.
I'll quiet him down.
But then after a while, they ended up working things out. I think because even Ronnie started to realize the show wasn't very good. And JD kept telling him it wasn't his fault and he just needed a different idea for a show. And someone eventually gave Ronnie the idea that he should start another show about relationships, and he could have on a bunch of girls and he could talk to strippers and stuff, which obviously excited him a lot. And he probably forgot about all the JD stuff.
An idea that we've been thinking of. So
What do you got?
Richie Wilson came up with this show. It's called What's Your Problem?
Okay.
And it's like anybody could call in about anything, about the stripper having a problem with her shoes, or a guy having marital problems, whatever, any kind of crazy shit like that.
Maybe not.
And we have a panel of like crazy girls instead of these fucking boring car dealers.
Right.
Why do they have to be girls?
Why not?
You can have a guy.
That's my thing, man.
Because Ronnie wants girls.
Yeah, exactly.
Trust me, I know.
And also, I'm sure Ronnie eventually just moved on to fighting with somebody else. I mean, he's had a beef with pretty much everybody at one point, even an intern for the show.
He told my mother I was on too much medication.
I didn't tell your mother anything, dude. Don't tell me I told your mother anything. I didn't talk to your mother. Don't tell me I talked to your mother.
Oh, she heard you.
Okay?
What did she hear?
I didn't talk to your mother.
He said on the intern show that maybe when they did surgery on my jaw, that they gave me too much medicine or too much anesthesia. They should have kept my jaw wired.
And he was interning for Scott the engineer, who is the next person I'm going to be talking about in this video, because he had a meltdown over a push-up contest. This is a classic moment. So one day people are wondering how many push-ups Scott could do, because he's all out of shape and he smokes cigarettes all day. So everybody's making bets, like just small bets, not taking it very seriously, on how many he could do. And he was only able to do 2 of them, but they felt like he wasn't really trying too hard. And then they decide to make a more official bet with him for a lot of money. And Scott, he barely gets paid anything, and he's always desperate for money. So they decide to bet him that he won't be able to do 18 push-ups after I think a month or 2 of training. And if he does it, he'll get 30 grand, which I'm sure was probably a lot more than his salary at the time. And then if he loses, he owes them, I think, 2 or 3 grand, and he has to walk around the block naked. So there's a lot of pressure on this. And I think the stress was starting to get to him, because during his training, somebody recorded him for the show, and he didn't want them to air it until after the push-up contest, but Howard wanted to play it before it, and he just had a meltdown.
Here's Scott training.
It's not going to change the bet, Scott.
Doesn't change the bet. Look, he's storming off. Good, I don't care. Play it anyway. There's Scott punching a bag. Oh my God.
I can't see a thing.
Robin, you have never seen anything like this in your life. Quickly put it up on the big screen.
Yeah, Scott's yelling down the hall, Howard. Like a maniac.
I told you not to use the goddamn tape. Scott, did I say don't use the tape? I told you. Get out of my way. I told you. Get out of my way. I would have never let you come if I knew you were going to use the tape. No way, Ganji. Now stay out of my face.
Scott, I told
you.
you.
Get out of my face. I don't care. Get the camera out of here.
Scott,
out of here! Now!
Scott,
come on!
Turn it off.
Get out!
What's going on,
grabbed Ganji and shoved him and took the camera and yelled in Tom's face.
I think he's cracking from all the training.
He just cracked.
Yeah,
he just cracked, Howard.
Yeah, what's the difference? Who cares? Yeah. What is he doing now?
Dying.
Oh my God, he looks like he's dying.
And then for the contest, it was this big event, and they had a bunch of people there to watch. And for some reason, they had an intern officiate it and judge the push-ups, which ended up being a really bad idea. And I'm sure this guy regretted agreeing to do this, because there was a lot of controversy afterwards, and there's a lot of money on the line, so it gets pretty intense. But the problem people have with it is they think that Scott's chest never really touches the ref's hand at all. And it also looks like Scott's kind of doing Bert Kreischer push-ups, where he uses his stomach to kind of push himself back up. And also at one point, the counter they're using skips a number. So there's a lot of controversy here. But I think eventually they do end up paying him, even though they are not happy about it. And you could tell the ref doesn't know what to do. Like, he's in way over his head here. Like, at first, it sounds like he's going to count all the push-ups except for one, which still means he did enough and he won the bet. But of course, there's all this controversy and everybody starts questioning the ref and flipping out, and people feel like he didn't do any legit push-ups. So then the ref says that Scott didn't do all the push-ups he needed to, and then Scott just loses it.
Did his chest touch the ground ever?
His knees started to buckle at the end, and he missed one that I counted with the whistle.
Wait, he was supposed to stop. Wait.
You got it.
Question. I don't mind paying the money if this was done fair and square, but I'm going to tell you something.
Howard.
I'm going to tell you one thing.
Let me explain.
Hold it. I got to be able to talk. Did Scott do 17 push-ups?
No.
He did not.
Wait a minute. No. Wait a minute. At the point that I blew.
Hold it. What?
Dean wasn't even watching his back. His legs were curled.
That's when I blew the whistle. At that point.
I don't even. I'm going to go to the judge one more time. Did Scott do 17 push-ups?
No.
Thank you.
No, I have to be honest.
You can't say that. You blew the whistle once.
Listen.
If it wasn't a push-up, you would have blown it more. That's all I gotta say.
Wait, he said.
Hey, I'm leaving. I know it. You better pay off.
You're in.
You better pay off. I did the goddamn push-up.
So then the ref goes out to watch the tape and make one more official decision, and he announces that Scott actually did all the push-ups. And either way, you got to give Scott some credit. You know, he definitely trained hard for this. He went from doing only 2 shitty push-ups to 17 shitty push-ups. So even if they weren't legit, he definitely put in a lot of work, and he did pretty good. But of course, all the controversy ruined the moment for him, and everybody's acting like they were just going to pay him out of pity.
All right, it is my judgment that Scott did do the push-ups.
Now you're switching. You're saying he did do
yes.
it. You said 4
I will
times he
admit.
did.
I will admit. I floundered after the major decision because I had to watch the tape.
All right, I'll give him the money.
Listen.
By the way, which decision should I go by? This one or the one that you gave?
Oh, wait a minute. You wouldn't have said that to him if he said in your favor.
I'm going with it. I just said I'm going
Didn't
with
we
it.
say we're going to pay?
Yeah.
I'm paying. You know what? I'm going to tell you something.
Howard, I'm not
Scott,
in the military.
No offense. That was what we were looking for. We were looking for a push-up.
And you knew that.
You didn't do
said
one.
perfect push-ups.
You didn't do a push-up.
I'm going to say,
you're still a loser, and you never can do a push-up. No. You still can't.
See, I told you.
Because he's a baby, and you know what he's doing? He's just going around pouting.
That's right. He'll sulk if we don't.
I have to tell you,
Why do I have to be forced to pay him?
I have to tell you, I was totally in favor of paying him, but I just counted again. It is 16 push-ups.
All right.
Sorry.
You
have to go out and count again now. You count. Hey, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you have any IQ at all? What's going on? You're missing it all. Go out and count it properly.
Okay.
I don't care about the money. I'm going to give it to him anyway. I love him.
Why is he doing that?
His legs did not hit the ground.
He's flailing around. You can't see that if you look at your face, Dean. You're never looking at it. I'm just saying.
Then if it was out of my, if it was
right. All right. You know what? I'm going to end the discussion.
Look at that. He's practically on his knees.
Scott is going to get $31,000, and you can see the smile on his face. He's so happy.
Yeah, because he's a loser, and he would take your money
Dean,
whether he did something or not.
No offense. I mean, I don't know what you're dreaming about. There isn't a person in this room who thinks he did it except his friends.
And I believe Scott did end up getting paid, and that intern probably ended up losing his job. I mean, I don't know why they chose him to begin with. That was obviously a really dumb decision. Like, they should have had somebody a little more professional, but it ended up working out for Scott. You know, if that were a real ref, like an official ref, maybe they wouldn't have counted those push-ups. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you think those are push-ups or not. So I just have one more clip to go over here. This is the time AJ Benza flipped out and tried to attack Stuttering John. And it's crazy because AJ was there to try out for an in-studio position on the show. This was right after Jackie the Joke Man left. So AJ was trying out for his spot, and this was a big opportunity. There were a bunch of comedians that wanted this position. Like, I think Joe Rogan even ended up trying out for it. And then also Greg Fitzsimmons and Adam Carolla and Jimmy Kimmel. But I think AJ was one of the front runners for it until this happened, and he got banned for a couple of years, which is a good thing because then Artie ended up getting the spot, and he was definitely the best fit for it. So this fight between AJ and Stuttering John happened because John, whose job it is to screen callers, just kept putting through callers that were going to talk shit about AJ in the show that he had that just got canceled after like 2 episodes, and AJ is not having it. And after one of the callers, he says he's going to go punch Stuttering John in the head. But that, of course, does not stop John. And then he calls in and starts talking shit about AJ's show.
Hey, I got a question for AJ.
Go ahead.
Did your show get canceled yet, loser?
Yeah.
Chris, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Yeah, hi. I suffer from insomnia, and I tried sleeping pills, I tried sedatives, I tried everything, and I finally found something that cures my insomnia. AJ After Hours.
Hey, man.
What is that?
What is this? Come on.
I'll tell you something right now. No, it's okay. It's all right. If you can say that, but I will do one thing before I leave today.
Yes.
I'm gonna grab Stuttering John by the face and I'm gonna punch him right in his friggin' head. One more call gets through and you're dead.
Yeah, Mel, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, Howard, the only thing more embarrassing is the AJ After Hours show.
That's John right now.
And you know,
that's John right now.
And you know who's really embarrassed?
Who?
Even more embarrassed of that show than AJ?
Who?
His hair. It jumped right off his head to get away from him.
Hey, John.
Yeah.
I knew it was John. I knew it.
Get him in there right now. I swear to Christ, when I leave. You're doing it? All right, let me tell you something.
You fat bastard.
You better leave early. No, there'll be tomorrow.
I'm going to smack you silly, you.
Tomorrow's story. Actually, the next break.
Yeah.
After the break, come back.
Hey, Howard, AJ stands for Arrogant Jerk, by the way.
Watch what happens. I don't care if I ever come back again. I'm going to go in there and punch you.
And listen, I have some free hats for a little.
I'll go right now.
A good wig for you to wear back here, AJ.
I'll go right now.
No, don't go.
What are you doing?
I'm going to beat you. I'm going to beat you worse than Chuck Zito.
AJ, what happened between you two? No, he's going to go. He's going to go beat John's ass.
But why is John doing this?
I don't know.
John's nuts.
Adam,
This had a kick punch. Come on. Ow! Jesus, here it goes. You want me? Come on, mother. Right. Come on, mother. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. I'm up right now. I'll beat your ass right now, AJ. I'm up right now, mother. Go home, AJ. Go home. Oh, really? No, really. Just for now. I'm not saying go home like it out. I'm saying like go home like calm down. Really shouldn't get through. AJ, that's the show. But you put it. Yell at Howard. That's my job. That's my job. All right, come on inside. That's my job. You yell at Howard.
What happened? Hey, don't say the F word. What happened?
Hey, there's only one person bleeding here, AJ.
I told you I was coming to hit you, John.
He should be fired.
Tom, what do you think? Tom, what happened?
You know what? I agree with John.
Yeah.
That's a sucker punch. I don't want the guy.
I didn't even see it.
I'll leave. I'll leave.
out of here.
The point is, I told you I was going to hit you. I told you.
You didn't tell me you were going to hit.
I told everybody here
Get the hell out of here, dude.
I said you earlier.
Get out of here.
Let's watch again.
You crossed the big time.
Let me see. Let me see what
I don't want the
happened.
guy here.
Yeah, so I guess people get really sensitive when it comes to their shows getting canceled, like we saw from Ronnie as well. So those are just a few of the best blow-ups in the show's history. And like I said, I'm going to keep making videos about this as long as I don't have any problems. Like the last one got age restricted, but I think it's good now. And if this one does, I might have to take out some stuff, but it should be good. So make sure you subscribe if you want to see more. And then also let me know what you think about all this down in the comments. And then make sure you check out my Patreon account. There's a ton of content like this. You could hear about High Pitch Eric, some of his best moments. And you could also hear about one of the worst apologies of all time from Sal Governelli. That's a classic moment. So make sure you go check it out. I'll put a link in the description, and then hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you at the next video.